Alright, picture this. Every time your cells divide, and trust me, they're dividing constantly, they leave behind a tiny little scratch on your biological clock. Scratch, 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 until eventually that clock slows down or just stop ticking. That's what telomeres are all about. They are like the little plastic tips on your shoelaces. Yep, those things you never think about until they break. Telomeres sit at the ends of your chromosomes, keeping everything tidy, protected, and functional. But when those tips wear down, the whole lace starts to fray, and that's your DNA we are talking about. So the big question is, can we stop those tips from shrinking? Better yet, can we grow them back? Can we actually rewind aging like we are scrubbing through a Netflix show? Let's break down what telomeres really are, what they are telling us, and whatever science is any closer to slowing the biological clock. Okay, time to nerd out, but stay with me. Your cells are dividing billions of times every single day. Each time they divide, they have a copy of your entire genome. That's over 3 billion letters of genetic code, like rewriting an encyclopedia non-stop. Now, here's the catch. The cellular machinery that handles this can quite copy the variants of your DNA strands. It's like trying to photocopy a page, but the edges always get cut off. That's where the telomeres step in. They are the buffer zones, the safety nets, the part that says, hey, it's okay if we lose a bit of this. Just don't touch the important stuff. But here's the kicker. Every time your cells divide, your telomeres get a bit shorter. They wear down eventually. They become so short that the cells cannot divide safely anymore. At that point, it either dies or goes rogue, becoming dysfunctional. This is where the trouble starts. Aging, inflammation, tissue breakdown. Your body starts to lose its age, and you start to feel it. That's why scientists call telomeres a kind of biological clock. But are they the only clock ticking? Let's get into that. You've probably seen headlines calling telomeres the key to longevity or the secret code to living forever. But here's the truth. Telomeres are important, yes, but they are just one part of a huge complex symphony. Short telomeres have been linked to diseases like cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer, you name it. But that's a correlation, not a sentence. It doesn't mean short telomeres cause those conditions. There are people walking around with pretty short telomeres who live to be 100 and feel great, and others with long, luxurious telomeres who don't. So, are telomeres important? Absolutely, but they are not a crystal ball. Now, this is where it gets spicy. Can we actually lengthen telomeres? Reverse the clock? That's the dream. And the answer is maybe. Scientists are looking at an enzyme called telomerase, basically the body's own telomere repair crew. It's produced by a gene called TERT, and in certain cells like stem cells and some immune cells, it's already working over time. That's partially why stem cells can divide endlessly and still stay fresh. So, in theory, if we could turn on telomeres in regular old cells, we might be able to rewind some aspects of aging. Think of it as restoring the plastic tips on your shoelaces before they split. And yes, in mice and lab dishes, this has worked. Telomeres were lengthened, cells act younger, tissue damage reverse. Kutu science-fi music. But telomerase doesn't just fix things. It also shows up a lot in cancer cells. Tumors love telomerase. It lets them dive endlessly, evade death, and grow under control. So if you crank up on telomerase too much, we could trade slower aging for faster cancer, and no one wants the deal. Thus, the tightrope researchers are walking. How to boost telomere repair without tipping the scales toward uncontrolled self-growth. We are not there yet, but we are watching the space closely. Now, the part you came for. What can you actually do about this? The good news, a lot. Exercise, amazing for your telomeres. Regular physical activity, walking, yoga, dancing, strength training has been linked to longer telomeres and slower biological aging. A plant-rich diet? Yes, please. Antioxidants, healthy fats, fiber, all these help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, which eat away the telomeres over time. Managing stress is massive. Chronic stress is like acid rain for your chromosomes. Meditation, breath work, journaling, therapy, whatever helps you decompress. That's telomere insurance. And here is something wild. There was a study where men with early prostate cancer made serious lifestyle changes. Diet, exercise, stress management. After 5 years, their telomeres were longer than when they started. Longer. That's not supposed to happen, right? It tells the body is way more adaptable than we give it credit for. These changes are real, measurable, and accessible. Now let's talk about all the telomere tests, supplements, and internet promises, because there is a lot of noise out there. Yes, you can order a telomere test online. Will it give you to an exact age or diagnosis? Not really. It's a snapshot, one data point among many. Fun if you're curious, you don't let it define you. And supplements, you've seen them. NAD, resveratrol, astragalus root, telomerase activators. Some of them show promise in lab studies or mice, but the human evidence is thin. Most haven't been through rigorous clinical trials, and many are sold without clear dosing, quality control, or safety checks. If you want to age well, focus on the basic first. Sleep like it's your job. Move your body with love. Eat like you want your future self to high-five you. That's where the real telomere magic lives. So, are the telomeres the secret for living longer? No, but they are one of the most fascinating clues we have. They are not the full blueprint, but they give us insight into how our cells handle time, stress, and repair. And that matters because aging isn't just about how many years you lived, it's about how you are living. Function over form, quality over quantity, that's the goal. If you made it this far, congratulations, your telomeres are probably giving you a tiny high five right now. So tell me, if you could take a pill that might make you live longer, would you? Or would you rather trust lifestyle, movement, food, and good sleep? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really do read them. And if this helps you understand your body just a little better, hit that like button and subscribe. I've got plenty more science-backed, hype-free health stories coming your way. Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and stay kind to yourselves. We are working hard for you.